It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live here on S3. Can you guys tell that the weekend is around the corner? I can tell because I can almost smell all that braaiing taking place. Oh, it's all coming through, and Raul Demone is still catching up with the Pedros.
All right, thank you again, Tabzi, and don't worry, I'll invite you through later. We've got a show to get through, but we're going to be prepping something exceptional. Now, we were earlier talking through some of the braai accessories and how to lay out an incredible al fresco spread that is just absolutely one with nature. And now we're going to talk about some more of the essentials, and that being what you can get when it comes to the braai options from Woolworths. Now, man, I'm smelling things, I'm seeing so many incredible options. Chef Clem, take me through all this magic right now, because I think we are absolutely capitalizing on spring, the fact that South Africans love to braai, and this is going to be something on our shopping list for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird, like, as soon as the sun starts, like, making more of an appearance in the during the season now, you can smell more smoke in the air. It's like the scent of South Africa. And I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's like as soon as the sun comes out, everybody's like, hey, is that sun? Oh yeah, it's time.
So
It's
sleep with our tongues, like,
the tongue just covered it. No way.
Oh yes, we have to work. Okay.
Let's do that. Let's
you
do
see, the
exactly
braai gears just get you like, okay. So earlier I showed you I made a seafood potjie, and this is the easiest seafood potjie ever. And again, I use my flat bottom potjie pot. But when it comes to what you need for a braai, I'm talking about from the pre-preparation parts. I mean, preparation is the part before, but from the charcoal to your braai grids to the specific wood that you need, Woolies have everything.
So I can get everything there. There's no reason to go to any other shop because it's all inclusive.
You can walk in there, fresh Ryle, nothing for the plan for the day, and grab everything you need for the braai. Everything. So we got our homeware sorted and all our equipment sorted. Now we're going to talk food. So seafood, absolutely love seafood. Doesn't have to be directly on a fire, but if seafood's involved with the smoke, I mean, I'm there. So mussels in the potjie pot. You saw the trout that went onto the coals. That's done now.
And that special grid that it was on as well.
Special grid.
Absolutely.
And it makes a huge difference because you don't want to squash that trout. It's a delicate meat, so you want to give it some. Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well played, Willie.
That's done. Busy plating that up. Now let's talk about some of the red meats. Okay. So
the sanyama, the essentials for us South Africans. Yes.
But you know why I feel like seafood works first as a starter? Because uncle at home that invites his guests at 12 o'clock and then feeds them at midnight. No. Seafood cooks really quickly, so in under an hour you're feeding a guest.
Isn't that just a South African thing though? Like you talk and everything else happens before the food even comes and then people are starving. But that's not going to be an issue, right? Because everything seems to be prepped up already.
Everything is done. So what I like about it is if you're a guest and you're going to the braai, you can pick out the espetadas, and we know it's the legendary braai go-to. Especially, again, we're calling all the people out today. If you're that person that goes to the braai and rocks up with the frozen meat, we're not your friend. We're not your friend.
Not for that.
So we go to Woolies, get the espetadas. Everybody loves these, and it's so amazing on the actual coals, the heat and the smoke that comes off of it is.
And you literally don't have to do anything, right?
No.
Just literally open up the packet, pop on the braai, and voila.
Open it up.
Love
Then,
it.
What I'm really into right now are these rosemary and garlic lamb ribs, okay? So it's been marinated, everything's in the bag already. It's pre-cooked. Normally this takes about 2 hours to cook, maybe sometimes even longer.
Yeah.
How we used to do is we used to start the fire like at 12 o'clock already, set the lamb rack up on the side.
Oh,
and then literally 4 hours later it will be done.
Yeah.
That's, we're not doing that anymore.
But hang on, you just skipped the vital step there, because before you even do all of that, you've got to baste this, you've got to let it marinate overnight. That's like another day's worth of prep. So we've eliminated all of that, and I know, especially if Tubbs is still watching this right now, Tubbs is that last minute guy that's like, oh, I forgot this braai, what can I get? He doesn't have to stress anymore, but he doesn't have to worry. He can always pretend, and I know he will, he'll pretend that he basted and prepared this. He'll probably pop it into like a little Tupperware and say, oh, look what I did overnight, you know what I mean? But you can't do that here because it's giving you that option.
But isn't what Woolies does that for you? They leave that little crucial part at the end for you to make it your own. That's what I love about it. So Ralph, here we go. Now I'm gonna ask you to get in there.
All right. Can I just use my hands? I have washed them, but let me just actually no. We've got essential tools from Woolies.
Is it the right one? Is it the right one?
Is it the right one? Is the yellow one for the
No, it's the black one.
Oh, okay. Don't worry.
Okay,
That's
here
why
we
it
go.
comes in a pack of two.
So here we go, Ralph. I'm gonna ask you to pop the ribs on there. There is some of the fat from the lamb that's in there already. So what I do is I actually baste the lamb rib in its own fat.
Popping it on there?
Get that on there.
Oh, look at that. And I can see obviously that fat's gonna start obviously melting once again, jamming into all of this beauty, and look how good it looks already. The sizzle has begun.
The sizzle has begun. So let me also show you underneath my rack that I've got on here you'll see I've got my braai cube. It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do is later on when I need more heat, I'll take the braai bread off and start cooking directly on the braai cube.
Okay.
And you can just like play around with the different shapes to get the different heat temperatures.
And I like the cube. You know what's quite convenient about it is because often if you have a grid like this, I don't have access to my coals. I don't have the ability to change the heat, whether I want to get the sizzle or whether I want to make it a slow cook. But the braai grid gives me the access to do that. It gives me the option of heat, and I can work the coals so much easier around and underneath the meat. So
And you know, we're actually being silly. We don't need this middle grid.
we don't need that.
There's not an infomercial, people. We didn't plan this. Okay, so Raul, if I can ask you to pop
want to
that
grab
right
it?
on the braai cube. I mean, this is how we cook at home. The braai cubes become
Stand
our
on
new.
it.
That's it. And
Look at that. How simple is that? Let me just make sure it's laid out
there we go.
nicely.
So say for instance it's too hot. What we can do
Yes.
is we can turn the braai cube onto the side, continue cooking the lamb, or even all the way on the side for a higher setting, which is you have a low, medium, and high setting on the
And all
braai.
I've got to do is grab the other pack, which is
There we go.
right over here. And
then-
then I've got my coal option to kind of move the coals
That's it.
around, ease of access. Hey, I need to put a little bit of it in because I really want the fatty side to kind of crisp up. I can do that.
Exactly. But
love
for
it.
everybody out there, we thought about the veggies. I've got a beautiful puree over here. I braaied some carrots, okay? Took half of it and blended it up. I'm gonna talk through it. Where is my final dish? Okay, blend it up, and a bit of sour cream to it, some crispy onions, carrots on a carrot puree. I know it sounds weird, like why would you do carrots in the braai? Think about it, you got a lot of smoky flavors coming from this meat. The one
So
flavors.
you've got that crispiness on the carrot.
Yes,
Now,
with the crispy
do
onions.
you mind if I do the
Right.
Just make
I
sure that
would-
the guests are going to
please
enjoy it.
Do it. So the smoky flavors of braai love sweet. They love absolute sweetness. They were like chutneys with our braai, all those sweet things. These are so sweet and delicious, and it's a perfect balance between smoke, that rich meat, the sweetness of the carrots, and it's a veggie.
Oh, let me tell you, this is the best way to get your veg in. And if you cannot see after eating this, you definitely will see a lot better, obviously. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about. But I can definitely get the crunch on this. The sweetness is coming through, and I can just imagine how good I'm gonna look if I serve something like this up to my guests.
How good you're gonna look. It's not even about the carrots. Raul's just planning on looking
I was
good.
like, I just want to impress people. I want them to think I'm a chef. They're like, wow, did you do this? All me, all me.
I like it, I like
Meanwhile,
that.
Woolies needs to take all the credit. I love this, man. Well played. Anything else you got?
Yeah, so this is my tip for this. I'm in the festive season.
Yeah.
This is my tip for this braai season. Don't be separated from your guests. Bring them as close to the fire as possible, as safely as close as possible. Get them around the table, interact between the fire and them. Be part of the years. Make the carrots look good.
The carrots look good and make everything else look good. And of course, I can't thank you, Meg, enough for this. We have an exceptional platter here that we put together, obviously, as well as the way that it looks. So for you guys at home, make sure that you get over to Woolies and do exactly this. You can find this recipe at woolworths.co.za. For now, though, it's time for us to sit down, enjoy all this work, and maybe just invite some of the rest of the team over. So
Sorry, Tubbsy, there's no more layer.
let's
Sorry,
do just
Tubbsy.
that. Well played, guys. This is incredible.